What's up, everybody? It's been a hot minute since I talked to you guys. I think last time was April. The market was starting to move higher with the semiconductors leading the way. And the real question back then was whether or not that was going to put in a stock market top. And since then, we hit a very important break in the market somewhere around the end of May or early June. And now we've been starting to consolidate that massive bull run that we had in April and May. And looking at SPY, I think things are starting to look interesting. So today I want to talk about what's going on in SPY. We'll also look at the triple Qs. And then I'm going to give you one of my favorite trade ideas right now. And earnings season is coming up around the corner, so I do think things are going to start getting more volatile and more interesting, which is going to be great for trading. So this is a good time to crack open some charts and start looking at some technicals. Now, before we do that, I want to look at two verses. The first one is from John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus answered, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." So that's a very important claim that Jesus is making here. And in future videos, I want to talk about these verses more, but right now I just want you to think about what Jesus is saying here. And then Matthew chapter 28, verse 18, then Jesus came to them and said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me." So Jesus is making some very big claims here, claims that are very important, because there is no doubt, historically speaking, that Jesus did exist and he was crucified, and we are still talking about him to this day, and he is making some very bold claims here that nobody goes to the Father except through him, and that all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to Jesus. So those are two things I want you to think about. I'm going to give you more on that later, but just chew around on that for a couple of days until we get back to it. All right, so first I want to look at SPY. This is by far what is known as a bull flag or a consolidation period. So if I just zoom out here, you can see very clearly that SPY had a what I can only describe as straight up bull rally from the end of March all the way into the very beginning of June, with very, very tiny pullbacks, if we can even use the word pullback, along the way. And this in itself is what is known as a bullish impulse. And then after a bullish impulse, you usually will either put in a top or you need to consolidate that move before going higher. And as you can see, as of the past few days, SPY is starting to break out of this wedge in the bullish direction. Now, we don't have the brand new all-time high yet, but we are getting very close to it, because all SPY has to do is get out above $760 to make a brand new all-time high, and that will confirm this bull flag is breaking out in the bullish direction, which I do believe could mean that SPY will try to go higher towards 793. Now, 793 is not a nice whole round number, so maybe SPY tries to push all the way up to the 800 zone, but regardless, that is going to be on the SPY breakout above 760. So I do think 760 will be a very critical level to pay attention to. That is only about 0.67% higher on SPY, so very close. Some may even say close enough to smack it with a stick. So pay attention to that level. I'm not saying you have to go buy SPY right now, but if you did want to buy SPY, I would pay attention to this breakout above 748. And as long as SPY is above 748, it does look like a bullish continuation pattern out of this bull flag. And then the next confirmation of that bull breakout will be a brand new all-time high above 760. So pay attention to that on SPY. I think that is a very simple level to pay attention to at 760 or down here at 748. And I do want you to note that it does look like bullish continuation on a bull breakout out of a bull flag. So if that is what SPY is doing, let's go look at what the triple Qs are doing, and hopefully they're agreeing with each other, and they are not. So sometimes this is what happens. SPY is starting to break out. It's a lot more diversified. Even though it is tech heavy, it's not mostly tech like we have in the Nasdaq 100. But here in the triple Qs, we can see we are still in the wedge, and it still looks like the bull flag from the bullish impulse that went all the way through April and May. We hit the top there of that wedge right around early June, and ever since then, we've just been chopping around within this bull flag. And I do think there's very clear levels to watch on the triple Qs here, and that will be the break above about 736. That will start looking like we're breaking out of the bull flag. So if we did something like SPY, we would get a breakout above 736, possibly retest that level, and then continue higher towards 770 and then 790. Now, one thing to note is SPY and the triple Qs have very similar numbers lately. So as SPY is moving towards 790, we are also going to see the triple Qs moving towards 790. So the numbers are getting very similar, and that's a little more confusing. Typically, they were way different, but the semiconductors have pushed the triple Qs up so much that the numbers on the triple Qs are starting to look like the numbers on SPY. So on the triple Qs, watch for that bull breakout above the 730s. If that happens, again, this looks like a bullish continuation pattern after a consolidation, and that consolidation is what I am calling the bull flag. Now, if we start to break down below 706 or this previous low down here right around 694, then obviously it is possible we're breaking out of this consolidation to the bearish direction, and that is a real possibility. However, as I just showed you, SPY is already breaking out to the bullish direction, and it's getting very close to a brand new all-time high. So it's very hard to believe that this bearish scenario on the triple Qs would play out if the bullish scenario is playing out on SPY, because I do believe they're going to move together. So pay attention to this. I know the triple Qs is lagging behind, but it is still in a bull flag, which could be a continuation pattern on a bull breakout. And you have a very clear risk off level if we start to see the triple Qs breaking down below 706. So in this scenario, I do think you could be bullish here in the triple Qs, starting to prepare for the bull breakout, knowing that if we break down, you have very little risk to take on a price action breakdown below support. So yes, I do think the triple Qs are still looking bullish. We don't have any confirmation of the bull breakout in the triple Qs, but we do have it in SPY, and typically these will move together. So I simply think in this scenario, SPY is leading the way and the triple Qs are about to break out next. So now let's go look at my favorite trade idea currently, and this is no other than Microsoft. Now, if we just zoom out, there's no surprise here that Microsoft is down in the ditches and it's down in the dumps. It did have that double top breakdown ever since it broke down below 494. And from the previous all-time high, it had a complete drawdown of 37%, easily a full-blown bear market that Microsoft found itself getting into, even though the SPY and the triple Qs were breaking out to new all-time highs. So Microsoft has decoupled from the indices. The indices pushed to new all-time highs, and Microsoft went into a full-fledged bear market. Now, do I think this is going to last for much longer? No, I do not. I actually think Microsoft already hit the bottom here, right around the 340s, or just call it 350. And the main reason I think that was the bottom is because of this huge volume spike that we had on Friday, June 26. You could see this clear as day how large this volume was. And that is a massive buy order or a massive capitulation, if you want to view it as seller capitulation, of everybody starting to throw in the towel, and somebody came in and soaked up all of those buy orders. And ever since then, Microsoft is starting to push higher with a higher low and a higher high breakout. And that is what is going to be so significant to pay attention to, is as of today, Microsoft now has a higher low into a higher high breakout as long as it can stay above about 392. You can see this very clearly. We went up, we had a higher low, we broke out to a higher high, we put in another higher low, and now we are breaking out again. And this pattern here from price action of higher lows and higher highs is the very early beginnings of a bull trend. So what we're looking at is a massive bear market in Microsoft with what could be a massive double bottom attempt here with a newfound bull trend as long as Microsoft can stay above 393. Above 393, it doesn't matter what happens, we could still chop around, but what I'm looking for at some point is a massive move higher towards the 450s and eventually above 500. So looking at Microsoft, this is a very simple risk reward setup of a longer term swing trade that could take us into the rest of the year, which means all the way out into early next year if you really want to hold it for a long time. And of course, even longer than that, because it is Microsoft stock. At the end of the day, this is a blue chip company that is always going to find ways to make more money. And it is just now starting to scratch the surface of what they're capable of doing with AI. So I'm not worried about the company itself. I'm more specifically right now talking about the technicals on the chart though. And this is simply a higher low, higher high breakout. As long as Microsoft is above 393, I think it's a buy. And the price targets that I'll give you for the short term here are going to be 458, 478, and then 494. And long term, I don't see any reason that you couldn't hold this stock all the way into the 500s up to about 600. So you decide what the proper risk reward ratio is, but you have a very clear risk level here between 393 and 374. And if you really want to go heavy on Microsoft, I would even use the risk levels down here at 350 and 344 to buy if it is indeed going to go down there again. But as I said earlier, with the volume, I think we already saw the bottom on that Thursday, June 25th. I think we saw the bottom, and then the big buying came in on the Friday. And I do think the bottom is in, but obviously I have no way to know for sure. So use these very clear risk levels between 374 and 393 to stay bullish in Microsoft stock. Again, blue chip company, very beaten up from a full-blown bear market, even though the indices were moving higher. I do think Microsoft is getting ready to go on a massive move, and I think the bottom is in. So let me know what you guys think about this analysis and this trade idea. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, but I've really just been enjoying the summer and the time off. The market's really just been chopping around in a range anyway. But if there's any stocks you want to see technical analysis on, or you want to see more updates, let me know. I'm open to the idea, especially because we have earnings coming around the corner. Hopefully the market gets a lot more exciting and we get to see a lot more volatility. So God bless all of you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you.